It is day 17 of Vlogmas. That's right, it's day 17. And you know what? I'm in Indiana, and it's snowy, it's cold, it's 27 degrees right now. It's actually getting really close to Christmas, guys. We're only just a few days away from Christmas. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to promote or market your podcast to increase listeners or followers. So this is just a few things that I've done a few of them, and it seems to work. And so I thought I'd come out and talk just a little bit away about doing it. So, I mean, obviously you could buy ads in show or in other shows, which is great. We talked a little bit about yesterday about get it once you get to 1,000 downloads, you can per episode you can start adding ads from other things. There are certain things. Certain podcast hosts, Buzzsprout being one of them, that has this cool ad insertion technology that allows you to get your podcast out to other people. And I don't think you have to have 1,000 listeners. I would have to check on that. I'm not hosting with Buzzsprout right now, but it is one thing that you can do and can check into is something that will allow you to do cross promotion. You can buy ads for your podcast and other podcasts, as well as if you're hosting on Buzzsprout, you can have other of those come into your show. So it works great, and it's like-minded shows. So if yours is a technology show, it's more likely that you go get your ad right into a technology show. So that's one way to do it. The other way you can do it is kind of just on your own. Reach out to other podcasters and say, hey, you have a similar show to mine. I like your show. Can we just do a promo swap? And you give them a 30-second, a minute swap or recording from your podcast, and they do it to you, and you agree on a set amount of time to go ahead and do this promo swap, and then you run it in your show. So I've done that on my podcast. It works great. I like doing it, and it helps out both the people. It helps out people that like your show because you get to exchange podcast promotions on that. One of the other things you can do is you can buy ads on Facebook and Instagram and things like that. We've done that a few times. It didn't seem to be super rewarding for our podcast, but you can do that, and that will allow you to get the word out and have more people like your show. That's probably gonna turn out into them liking your Facebook page as opposed to your actual podcast, but that works. I mean, if they're on your page, they're going to see your content. Every time we publish an episode, we publish a graphic with that. We publish something that says, this episode's out. Here's what it's about. Here's the link to it. Allows people to see it, and people can share it, and allows them to have a good representation of what your podcast is about. Then, so that works too. The one other thing that I can think of is doing business cards and put them in local shops. So we went ahead and printed out business cards. You can get them made real cheap. You can use Canva, and you can design a business card that looks really good and in no time. And you can actually have Canva print them, and they'll send them right to you. You can get 50 or 100 cards or whatever for not that much. So you can get business cards and then put them out wherever you go. If you're going to the local sandwich shop, put it up on their bulletin board. They have bulletin boards for a reason. They're coffee shop. Put up your business card in the coffee shop. That way people can see your show. Hopefully they stop and see it and look at it and go, hey, what's that? I might listen to that. I put a QR code right on the back of ours, so that way they can scan it. Takes you right to our website. One of the other things that you can do is take a QR code that actually sends them right to the Apple Podcast link and the Android link. That way if they have whatever in Android or iPhone, they can use those QR codes and get right to your show right in Android. That or Apple Podcast or whatever, that will allow them to click and follow and subscribe to your show right away. No friction there. Get them right into where they want to be to subscribe to your show. And then the last thing that I think can help out with your show, it can be a little bit of, this one can be a little bit tricky because it doesn't have as much of an immediate effect on your show, but is become a member of Facebook groups that deal with similar topics that you cover. So if you're talking about IT systems operations, and again, that one's on my brain because I'm a IT systems op. But if that's what your podcast is about, then join a Facebook group like that and be helpful. Don't promote your content. So when I say be helpful, You're just always in there answering podcasts or answering questions about whatever things are in there. So you become the leader in that group. You become well known as somebody who knows what they're talking about. And then what you can do is not necessarily promote your content, because a lot of groups look down on that. But if you have an episode that deals with a specific topic and somebody asks a question about that specific topic, you can go back and you can say, hey, I have a podcast episode about this, and link it right to that episode, instead of just coming in and saying, hey, listen to my podcast. Hey, listen to my podcast. Because if you do that, you're going to get banned. No one likes a spammer. No one likes it when people are promoting their content right away. So if you can go in, you can be super helpful, become somebody who's going to be real super knowledgeable in that industry, and then not promote yourself unless somebody asks specifically about a topic that you have an episode on. Then you can say, hey, I've got this episode. And then not only the person that asks it, but other people in the group are going to see it too. So those are just a few things that I can think of to to get your show out there. So again, kind of to recap, we're going to buy ads on Facebook. We're going to do promo exchanges and swaps with other podcasts. Get your business cards and put them in local shops, because people are going to see that. And then become a member of a Facebook group that deals with topics, and just be super, super helpful in there. So guys, join me tomorrow for December 18th, the 18th day of Vlogmas. Can't wait to see you there. We will be talking tomorrow about podcast formats, so different kinds of formats that you're going to have in your podcast. So join me again for tomorrow.